Hi guys! Today is day 1 and I've got 200 days to go. What am I talking about? Well, let me explain. I have been working on Full of Freckles full time since October 2015. I have accomplished a lot since then, but not enough because I can't afford it anymore to do this. At this point, I only have a short income of Patreon, which is 100 euros a month, approximately. And that isn't enough at all. And now I have given myself 200 days to make Full of Freckles work and to live off of it. What does that mean? I need an income of 1,300 euros to keep what I'm doing now going. I can pay my bills, and that's about it. If I can't manage it to get that amount of income every month after 200 days, I have to stop this and I have to find like a real job. You know what I mean? And I don't want to do that because Full of Freckles is really my dream job. Sorry, I really want to do this, but I have to make it work. 200 days, that includes the weekends. So being a freelancer, you don't have like a thought of time. You just work whenever. So 200 days, that's about until the end of March. And how am I going to do all of that? Let me tell you about my plan. As you can see, I've been crunching some numbers. I've been thinking a lot. I've been looking at my reach from stuff, and this is my social media calendar for September. But here are the numbers. The rent, my phone, I want to have a thing on Skillshare, I want to have Spotify, internet, materials that I have to buy, Shopify that I have to pay, my domain names, my accountant, my taxes, and then some insurance and stuff that I didn't even put in there. And if I pay rent, I'm sure that my boyfriend will pay living expenses, so I do have that luck, kind of. So this is the plan. I need to make like 15,500 euros a year and 1,300 a month. And this is how it's going at this rate. So I already have like 100 euros a month because of Patreon, and I'm so grateful for that. But there's still this gap. And I have a little spike here because I had an assignment this month, but next month it is back to 100. So yeah, I'm going to track this, and I'm really going to see that in the end of March, my the line, I don't know, the line will be above the red line. Like debt and income. Woohoo! Okay, and how I did that is this. This is my plan, but it's all in Dutch and English in the same time, so I will explain it looking at you. So, how am I going to make this all happen? Well, I've got several ideas. And the first off, the very obvious one is keep the revenue that you already have, and that's Patreon. So I'm keeping Patreon, and Patreon will have to be greater and better, or better marketed so people will come to my Patreon. And I don't know yet how to do all that stuff, and at the same time I don't want to have more work for Patreon because I can't work for Patreon full time because I have to do a lot of other stuff as well. So still thinking about it, how I can do all that stuff and make it better and more interesting for you people to come to my Patreon. You do know that it's already great, right? So you have like every month a wallpaper and a coloring page and lots of extra content. No, that's not true. I don't have extra content. Maybe I will. Maybe. Okay, so that's the thing. Patreon. The second thing is I am going to open up a Redbubble shop, and I am already working on that. And I want to earn like 100 euros a month with that Redbubble shop. That isn't a lot, but it is something that I don't have to work for. I just put my illustrations on there and you guys can buy stuff that you want. So that's an easy thing. The only thing is, at this point, I have to work really hard to get all of my illustrations on there. I am also thinking to make some extra illustrations to put on tote bags and that stuff that is really going to the body positive thing of Full of Freckles. So I have to make some extra material to put on there as well. I did have a web shop of my own and the margins were higher there, but I noticed that nobody was buying because nobody knew I had a web shop, or that the shipping costs were too high and all that stuff. And it was really hard work for me to get that ball rolling. So I'm thinking more of, okay, let's just make that Redbubble shop happen and I can just put marketing stuff on my Instagram to get people there. Yeah, lots of ideas, lots of... my head is exploding. Next up is... let me see. Oh yeah! I'm putting Miss Full of Freckles... again. I am putting Miss Full of Freckles up for sale. That sounds so weird, but let me explain. Every month I make a Miss Full of Freckles. I draw the picture that I work on for 5 to 6 hours. I read through all of that stories that I really love to read and to receive. So that's also like an hour and a half, 2 hours of work. I choose a Miss Full of Freckles. I make the photo collage. That's also a lot of work. I put up the interview and I do all that stuff, and that's kind of a lot of work to give just free stuff away and not earn anything off it. So I am putting Miss Full of Freckles up for sale, and that means that brands can just buy a slot for a particular month that they want and pay me to do all that work, and I will put them in the posts, like the 3 posts that I do every month for Miss Full of Freckles, like the announcement of the winner, and the illustrations itself. So those are 3 posts that brands can buy every month to get their brand up on my Instagram and Facebook and have a ton of reach that I build up over the years. So that's a good idea, I think. And I'm thinking of just asking brands to buy 1 month, or they can buy like a whole year or several months or whatever. Lots of opportunities do with the Miss Full of Freckles, and I think that's like a cool idea. And I'm putting it up for sale for 600 euros a month, which is actually nothing. If you know that an illustration costs 300 euros and all of the work and the exposure is also worth 300 euros. So just take it. It's like for free. And then the 4th idea that I'm a little bit afraid of, but I do think it's a good idea, is to make exclusive and limited merchandising or products, which I want to earn about 400 euros a month with. What do I mean with that? Well, it's very simple. Every month I am going to do one special thing, like make 20 tote bags very exclusively, sew them together myself, and people can buy them on my web shop for an amount of money. Or I can do 1 month that I just make one painting, like a very beautiful painting. I will paint it, like really paint it. I can work on that for hours and hours and hours, and it will be up for sale for somebody who really wants it. So I can do that, and like there are lots of ideas. Limited prints, like lino prints. Is it lino? I don't know. So like those prints, or an original illustration, maybe one day. A coloring book, limited coloring book that I made myself. All of that stuff, like so many possibilities. Yeah. And then the next thing that is up, well, this is like a very crazy idea of mine. At this moment, buying an original drawing from me, a digital illustration, a full Freckles portrait, will cost you 300 euros. But if I noticed that if a month has passed and I don't have 1,300 euros in my bank account, I will reduce the price of a portrait by 50%, so you can buy them for 150 euros, and only for that amount that I need to top off my bank account. So like if I only have 150 euros, if I don't have like, how do you say it again? I miss out on 150 euros. There is one portrait for sale on my web shop for with a 50% discount. So that is the idea. And if that's the case, I can do 9 portraits in 1 month to just earn my 1,300 euros. But I don't want to do that, because that also means that I have to work over 8 days or even more a week to have that money in, because I still have to do all of my regular content and illustrations as well. So it will be extra work for me. But I have to make a living. So yeah. And the last thing that I want to say is I've got 200 days to get the ball rolling on a full-time, profitable, full of Freckles life. And I am going to record everything that I will do in this kind of vlog style way, and I will share this on YouTube. Every week, one video about my process as an illustrator to earn some money. Yeah. So that's about it. This is the first video. Let's start off the week. Yeah, that's it actually. So yeah, thank you. I'm actually very scared now. Yes, there's only one thing I want to say, and that's bye!